Hello and welcome to this tutorial on how to use the Reverbnation software to mass create accounts. You can find the Create Account functionality under the Create Accounts tab. There are two ways you can create accounts using a catch-all email address. For this, you will need to have previously set up a catch-all email account, and to do this you will need a domain name and most probably a cPanel installation that will allow you to set it up. For more information on this, please come to the forum at rootjazz.com/forum. The other method is to import email accounts you have access to, which will allow the program to log in, find the verification mail sent from Reverbnation and click the link. If you need to buy email accounts, you can purchase them at the cost of $4 for 1,000 Hotmail accounts. And to find sellers who are selling them, come to the forum, rootjazz.com/forum, or send us a message via the contact page. So I will just import a list now, and here they are. Now you can specify the usernames you would like to use for the accounts to be signed up with, or check the box and random names will be generated for you. To have an avatar image assigned to each profile, enter a folder path containing images. Here's one on my machine. Right, I'm going to specify I only want 5 accounts created for this tutorial, and I want to pause between 1 and 5 seconds, and I'll only be using one thread so we can follow easier in the processing logs. Next, probably the most important thing for account creation is the proxy list. Now, if you don't know what a proxy is, it's basically a computer you can connect to that is connected to the internet, and you can control it as if it was your own machine. And when I say you can control it, I mean the program can control it. The reason you need to use proxies is if you create 100 accounts from your local machine, your local IP address, Reverbnation will detect this. And there's no reason why a single machine would need to create 100 accounts. So Reverbnation will assume they are all automated bot accounts and mark them for mass deletion at some point. Whereas if you are using proxies, then it will appear to Reverbnation that each account has been signed up from a various location somewhere in the world. Now, the program does come with a proxy scraper, a proxy verifier, and ways for you to get a working list of proxies. Another way is if you want to buy proxies, they will be more reliable, faster, and just generally better, but that is an extra cost. So the public proxies, which are free, are fine to use, but as they are free and public, they are open for anyone connected to the internet to use. So sometimes they may be very slow, they may be full, and your attempt to connect is rejected. So the success rate using public proxies will be lower, but just let the program carry on through the process, and eventually your accounts will be created at the end. For this tutorial, I'm just going to import some private proxies that I have. Click the Create Accounts button once everything is set up, and the process will be added to the Processing tab. So here we go. We have the Create Accounts, 5 accounts, imported mails. The progress is currently set to waiting, so I need to start the processor, double click the item, and you can see a real-time log of what is going on in the sign up process. So here we've signed up, everything went okay. Here we've had a problem with one of the email addresses. Sometimes Reverbnation will refuse an email address if it finishes with a sequence of numbers. It will flag them as being potentially a spammy email. But never mind, the program can detect this and will try to modify the email address by adding a redirection tag, which is basically a plus sign and 4 letter characters. So as the process carries on, I'm going to pause the tutorial and then we'll come back in a few minutes once everything has completed. So we can see now quickly, here are the accounts created, here is the modification to the email. When you add the plus sign and any letters or numbers after the plus sign, that will be an indicator to Hotmail, which may decide on what folder to send the email based on that sequence of characters, but the email is still delivered to the main email address. So while this carries on, I'm going to pause the tutorial and we'll come back in a few moments.